Yesterday, the government brought in a whole set of new regulations which will fundamentally change how the internet is governed. This was announced in a joint press conference by Ministers Ravi Shankar Prasad and Prakash Jadvekar. And through this video, I'm here to inform you what are its impacts and how will it injure your freedom of speech and expression as well as privacy. Now, the regulations made yesterday have been notified under a parliamentary enactment called the Information Technology Act, which is providing for a level of protection for what are called as online intermediaries. These are essentially social media companies where we go and post user generated content, and they are not held liable for it because otherwise, how would they operate? For instance, Twitter is not held liable for the tweets which are sent by end users and Twitter users, and Facebook status messages are then not making Facebook liable. This is why they can operate. These intermediaries are also internet service providers, and for instance, Airtel or Jio is not held liable for the content or the data or the services which are used by end users like you and me, which makes sure that these facilities can remain alive and keep functioning. In exchange for this immunity, a certain condition of safeguards are provided and compliances are required, which is essentially in the nature of if the government or a court asks and directs these platforms as well as these ISPs to take down content, they need to do so to maintain this immunity, otherwise, they lose it. But what the government has done yesterday is that it's notified a level of compliances and requirements which go further beyond anything we have ever seen before. They break end to end encryption, which guarantees that our conversations on instant messaging platforms like WhatsApp and Signal remain private, in which now the originator of any message, each time you message somebody, each message is tied to the identity of that author. This can be an image, this can be a video, this can be a text, this can be a voice note. Basically, it will be fingerprinted and stored by a platform and then turned over to the government whenever it will request so under these new rules. Otherwise, a platform like Signal, WhatsApp, or Telegram will lose its immunity. And this kind of requirement breaks what is called as end-to-end encryption. It basically makes sure that all our conversations which are now conducted privately will no longer have that protection. This causes what is called as self-censorship, a chilling effect, in which people fear that when each of their messages, each time, each individual text they are sending is tied to the identity of the originator, they just won't speak up and speak up so freely. Just imagine the amount of conversation you have every day. The other large change with respect to social media platforms has been with respect to the government requiring them to endeavor to place a proactive filtering mechanism which operates on the basis of automated decision making or machine learning, which is artificial intelligence. But these tools are broken, they don't have context. For instance, words and pictures mean very different things in very different contexts, and this is what AI is not open to get and able to get. But the government is wanting more of this form of censorship to come in, which can result in large number of takedowns and what is called as pre-censorship, where even despite the government not notifying or in the absence of a court order, a platform itself is removing large amounts of information. Otherwise, it then becomes liable for that information remaining on its platform. Isn't this a terrible outcome? But what is more concerning is that there is new regulation which has been brought in without any parliamentary debate, without any clear authority to regulate two very important sectors of how the internet is providing great value, political discussion and debate, and presenting a diversity of viewpoints, which is very fundamental to a democracy. This is with respect to, firstly, regulations which have been brought in for the digital news media portals, which may be Quint Scroll Wire, where they are now required to have a grievance officer, register with the government, and also be part of a self-regulatory body. You may be wondering what's all wrong in this. Well, there's a lot wrong in this because it will also apply to individual creators who comment on news and current affairs. Think about Faye D'Souza, think about Dhruv Rathi, or think about your favorite political commentators. They will all be brought within the ambit of this regulation, and it just won't be possible for a lot of people to engage in this kind of conversation where they are creators on the side, maybe drawing some amount of revenue from it and engaging in and building their own type of political comment. Now, it's not as if regulation is not necessary, but it needs to be done by a regulator. But before I come to that, one other thing, the oversight which will be played by government at the top level for the news media portal sector will be through a committee of civil servants and bureaucrats who are serving bureaucrats with government ministries. They will have the powers to direct websites, to censure, to change and run apology scrolls, and also to take down content. Now, just imagine that online news media, which is one of the pockets where certain degrees of political freedom are existing that helps them challenge and critique government policies, being subject to a ministerial oversight process which can potentially not only block a specific web page but the entire website and the news portal itself. Further, the powers which are being used with respect to the Information Technology Act, which applies to social media companies and should not be extended properly to online news media portals. The third and the most concerning part should worry all of us because all of us love online TV, online video streaming now. We have moved away from TV broadcasts because we found them to be stale, right? We found them to be non-entertaining actually. And this is because there's a high degree of censorship. There's no innovation in the formats, there are no new scripts. And the same level of TV broadcast based censorship is being brought in again for online video streaming platforms. And this will impact all of us. We will not be able to watch our favorite shows online because, again, this is subject to an oversight process, which again turns to civil servants who may be drawn from different government ministries, including the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Again, it is not as if there should not be any regulation or self-regulation, but these models of regulation are vesting excessive authority within the government. What's more worrisome, it's gone through a process which is opaque, which is not being open to any public consultation. These requirements have been brought in without any parliamentary debate or deliberation. They lack a proper legal authority because it doesn't have a clear legislative basis. It's all bundled under the Information Technology Act, which is aimed towards intermediaries. And finally, it injures our rights to freedom of speech and expression, which includes the right to receive information as well, participate in larger civic discourse, but also of privacy.